So thanks the previous speaker. We are learning a lot from him because he spent many years, tens of years in hydrobiology, and it's right that animals we face in zoos might be different from what we face naturally. On the other side, the effect is very similar or almost the same. So I brought you a story from Swan Lake here. It's not a story about the success, but it's more opening question what to do with the lake with the best of, and how to improve the water quality in such kind of lake. And maybe we will have positive results next year on the conference. So, first introduction about the history of the Swan Lake here. You can see that the history is very long. It was built in 1889 as a recreational lake. And you can see that the lake was used for the winter sports as well. You could rent a boat and use it like that. And then it became a part of the zoo. And it became a most important water storage for the zoo, even in the past, and more now in nowadays. So even now, with our recycling system, it's really one of, or maybe I can say, major pillar of all the water recycling system and water supply system. I will start with the state how it is, and you can see that we face a lot of different issues, not related only to water quality, but also related to water quantity. So this is the island which was built of the mud, of the sediment in the past. So there is one island like that, there is another one. And what is being expected to remove the sediment, and probably another island will be built and made of this sediment again. And it's a home for monkeys now. You can see here, there is a sand which is brought by the stream, by the creek. But afterwards, there is a lot of mud and fermenting biomass, what cause the troubles of the water quality in summer. We were talking, and Ginda was talking about birds and fish in the lake. You can see that, of course, in zoo, we expect to have a lot of animals and fish in the lake, but then we have to think how to compensate the water quality influence of these animals. If one duck creates almost the same amount of phosphorus and nutrients as one human, so thinking that pelican is maybe 2 ducks, but pelicans are eating ducks also. So maybe there is some self-management strategy, biomanipulation strategy. But of course, if it's smartly managed, then we can achieve good water quality. You can see that, I don't know, possible to switch on the video. Yeah. Well, but pelicans like also our transducer, ultrasonic transducer, and our monitoring system. So they are playing with that. So in zoos, there are other types of interesting issues which we should face. And great game. If you play with ultrasonic transducer, I think that exciting vibration.
Okay.
As a result, there is and there was observed every summer algae bloom, and this is the result of excess of nutrients. What we are doing now, and of course we started with the monitoring. So there are monitoring points for measuring nutrients flowing into the lake, and of course we are monitoring the water quality in the lake. We've got real-time monitoring. I'm not going to go into details about the real-time monitoring results because it's not yet evaluated. But you can see that here in the summer, maybe it's on the next picture, better visible. You know, this is the winter. The water quality is quite stable, and then it's starting to be turbulent, these curves, and it's quite well visible. Even online, what's happening. So these data are very important then for next decisions, what to do with the lake, and what solutions actually do we have. So what is clear that we've got excess of nutrients, excess of phosphorus, surplus of phosphorus, which degrades the water quality, and it must be managed. And it must be managed at the inflow. We've got phosphorus in the sediment, and of course, and also we've got phosphorus and nutrients which are being transformed by animals living inside the lake. So if we feed ducks, they transform this food into nutrients accessible for algae. What can we do with that? This is a visualization of measures which were taken here in Zoo Liberec. So of course, you've got fish and other animals living there, and it's possible to biomanipulate, and it's quite easy to do it because we can remove the water and then count how much fish do we have, and then put the right species of fish. With pelicans, probably not. No, I think that we are happy that this group of pelicans is growing, and we have to take and apply other measures to compensate this. So we put beneficial bacteria. Also, they are influencing the sediment. There is a big plan to excavate and to put off the sediment in the lake, which contains a lot of nutrients. We put ultrasonic algae control system, which is quite easy to apply, but it's just reducing algae growth. It's not solving the problem with phosphorus. And we've got these vegetation islands which are floating on the water surface, and they are improving the balance and the balance of the ecosystem. If we transform this picture into something more realistic, and you saw that in the picture of Lenka and Julia in the morning, there are different products and different solutions which are being applied. We are sure that one solution is not a solution for such kind of lake with so many so important quantities of animals. And what is in green has been applied here during this season. And first results you could see in the morning in the presentation of Julia and Lenka. We don't have yet a data evaluated, so this is something what is planned for next year conference. And so what are next steps? Removal of sediment, so it's very important step to better water quality, and of course continuation of monitoring of performance of what we applied. And I'd like to raise two questions here. I don't expect to have the answer, but I'd like to raise them. So we applied some measures. Is that enough to improve the water quality? And I may tell you that it's difficult to forecast. So it's always important to do it, to try to see the influence, and if there was some positive influence, to see if we are able to improve or to add another measure on this specific case. And another question, maybe some of you has some similar experience, and I would be happy to receive your comments in the chat or here we can discuss, or external could help us also to navigate to a better future of Swan Lake here in the Liberec. Thanks for your attention.